Hey everyone, it's Vinyl. So today's video is going to be a little different. So as you know, or as long as you've been on my channel, I went on vacation recently. I just got home last night, so I'm trying to upload this video on Tuesday, the 29th of August, because it's literally the day after we just got back, so my memory will be pretty fresh. But story time. The vacation was awesome. I saw a lot of cool stuff, did a lot of cool things. I am now home, as I kind of already said. I don't know why I repeated that. That was kind of a dumb thing to repeat. But the way home was actually hilarious. So much happened that I just had to talk about it. So, to start off, we started heading back. We checked out of our hotel at around 11 a.m. at the time. Well, not around 11 a.m., but it was 11 a.m. when we checked out of our hotel and started driving towards the airport. So keep these times in check. Actually, I'm going to, so obviously times changed because of traveling, so I'm going to use my home time. So it was 9 a.m. in theory when we were trying to, when we left the hotel and started coming home. So we head towards the airport and we get on our first flight. Easiest stuff, just like a 1 hour flight, nothing difficult, and we land and we figure out that our the plane, like it or well, not the plane, but the flight, like our seats were messed up. So we were a party of 5 people total, and our seats were messed up. So we were all on window seats at different parts of the plane. Not a single one of us were sitting together, which was not the tickets that my dad had bought. So we ended up going and trying to change that, which was good. I got some Popeyes, which I gotta be real, did not feel good in my stomach, but hey, I got some Popeyes. And we got on to the plane after a while. We were supposed to get on at around 3:30. To start flying, which this was going to be the longest flight. We had a total of 3 flights. This was going to be like a pretty much 5-hour flight. So this was going to be one of the longer flights for the family. Definitely not the longest flight I've been on, but it was going to be a longer flight, that's for sure. I was getting ready to hunker down, play some games, just kind of relax, listen to some music, watch some shows, have a good time for that 4 hours. Then some great stuff happens. So we get on, we are properly on the plane, and we are heading towards the, or well, not heading towards. I don't know what I don't know what I'm saying. But our seats got fixed, so we were sitting. It was 3 people in one part of the chair, in one leg part of the plane, and 2 people in the other part of the plane. But we sit down, and the pilot, or I think it was a flight attendant, started saying that there were some delays. There was a line, basically, and the other planes hadn't been taking off yet, so we hadn't been allowed to take off, so we're already late. We boarded late, and we're already going late. We only have an hour and a half, and we have to get through customs and security again once we land. So we only have an hour and a half, like, layover before our next flight, so we're all pretty stressed. And we're sitting there, and he's like, we should get moving pretty soon. I don't know for sure. The flight attendant, like, obviously said that, and we're sitting there, and while pass 30 minutes pass. So we were supposed to leave at 3:30. We were supposed to depart at 3:30. At this point it's 4, so everyone's kind of like confused, and the flight attendant comes on, says nothing's really changed, and it's still literally exactly the same situation 30 minutes later. So then another 30 minutes pass, nothing, and it's 4:30. It's been a whole hour, and then it keeps ticking. Time keeps ticking. We get an announcement. And it just kept getting worse, pretty much. Eventually, I rolled up my window because I had it closed at the time, and it started like raining, and I was like, okay, it's just raining pretty light, like it should be fine. We can still take off in this. And the other plane that was like in front of us still had yet to take off, so we were kind of just sitting ducks at that point. Eventually, I think at around I'd say the 1.5 hour mark, it started heavily storming. So we pretty much got screwed over entirely because there was a lot of lightning. It was some heavy rain. Like you could hear the rain on the top of the plane. It was pretty messed up. But I thought it'll be fine. You know, we'll take off, we'll make it, and we can find another flight. Right? So finally get up. Well, no, we don't finally get up. At the 3 hour mark, everything starts to finally let up, and we actually take off. Finally, after so long, we finally actually were able to take off and head towards our destination. So 3 hours had been waited. Our flight was supposed to be 5 hours, but we're gonna cut it down to 4 because they're gonna move a little faster so we actually get there. So 5 hour flight cut down to 4, but still ends up being a 7 hour flight because we had to sit in the plane for so long. I cannot tell you how painful that was to experience. For me personally, I didn't, like, my legs didn't end up hurting too much. I was definitely a little stiff by the time we got up, but I wasn't too bad. On the other hand, my brother, he has a condition in his knee where his arteries and his his arteries and his veins, they puff up to the size of about a coffee mug, especially in the summer. In the summer, it's really bad. And when he's resting for too long, like he's sitting for too long, it gets worse. It starts forming blood clots, and it gets extremely painful. So at one point, someone had to get up to go to the washroom, and my brother tried to get up, and he just barely could. He was genuinely in agony. Like, I have never seen my brother really that injured before. Even when he broke his finger when we were younger, he wasn't in that much pain. He was genuinely in agony. So that was exciting. So eventually, the flight's over, we land, and the flight attendants have the audacity to come on the speakers and tell us that our connecting flights we're not gonna make it to our connecting flights. So everyone in my family is like, no shit, like, no wonder we're not gonna make it to our flights. So I found that pretty funny. But basically, we were a 3 hour drive or an hour flight home, like away from home. So we had two options. We could either get a one-way rental car and drive for the 3 hours. At this point, it was like really late. I think it was like 12 by the time we landed. So we could either pretty much get home at like 3 or like 3 a.m. It was like 11:30 when we landed. So we had to get our bags, which our bags took a while to come out, by the way, which was terrifying because we thought we might have lost our bags on the way because of all the mess ups on the flights. But we got our bags, so that was good. But we still had a lot of time to go, which was unfortunate, to say the least. I don't really know how else to put it. But we still had quite a bit of time, and we could either drive or we could wait for the next flight, which we'd probably have to end up sleeping to get there. So we were supposed to be home at 10:30. We are already about an hour and a half past when we were supposed to be in our own home again. And so now we have the option to either drive home, get home at 3 a.m., or they will let us get onto the next flight, which would end up getting us home at 2 p.m. the next day. So pretty much over an entire day after we were supposed to be home, we would actually make it home, which is not great. But instead of getting a direct flight from where we were back to like my home city, we were gonna have to take a flight to a different city, and from that city end up connecting back to the home city. So we would have had to take another 2 flights, which obviously, after the mess ups already, none of my family wanted to do. So we took the option to drive, and we get in the car. We're all situated. We got all luggage in the car, and we're starting to drive all the way towards we're starting to drive back to my home city, and we decide we're hungry, so we stop at a fast food restaurant, and we go, and we're all pretty much ready to order. We all have our ideas, and we go and we ask for some stuff, and the lady goes, "We don't have that, sorry." And we're like, "Okay, that's fine." I think my brother ordered like a sandwich or something, and we were just like, "It's fine." And so they had the sandwich, but they didn't have the side that he wanted. So he's like, "Okay, it's fine. Can I get this other side?" And they said, "No, we don't have that." And then we keep going, and eventually he just gets a donut instead as his side. So it all ended up working out. So when we get to my order, I wanted a breakfast sandwich. No, we don't have that. We don't sell breakfast past 11 p.m. So I'm like, okay, that's whatever. Could I get a grilled cheese? We don't carry that anymore. Sorry. They had absolutely nothing so far. My brother ordered a drink, which is a commonplace at the place we were at. It's like an iced cappuccino, commonplace. Everybody gets that drink. No, we don't have that. Like they didn't have the drink. So we keep ordering stuff. We try to order some like appetizer style things. They had one of the appetizers, but not the other. They had something that they were like plastering as their new thing. It was like a new like pizza that they were selling. So we were like, okay, we can just get that. We'll just get the pizza and we'll be done. It'll be food. It'll be good enough. They weren't carrying the pizza either. They didn't have any pizza past 11 p.m. So eventually, my dad just gave up and said, okay, we're canceling our whole order. And we just left. We just drove away and we left. We ended up getting some McDonald's. And the best part is, there was a guy behind us in a different rental car. And he followed us all the way from that Tim Hortons all the way to the McDonald's that we went to. He was sitting like with us. Not on purpose, but he tried to go to the same place, get the same food, couldn't get it, so he had to leave. We all went to the McDonald's, so I found that really funny. We all got a huge kick out of that, and then eventually we just started driving home. We all kind of chilled out. A lot of us slept, and we got home and we all went to bed. And that's kind of it. But that was kind of the most interesting adventure I've ever had. Getting home, like it was genuinely hilarious trying to get home with that. So I definitely had a lot of fun doing that. Like I got a huge kick out of it. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to the story. The game in the background is called Due Process. It's really fun. I'm just playing the bots mode that they just released pretty recently, and it's kind of nice to be able to play the game on my own. Kind of run through the maps. I do really enjoy the game, but there's less people playing it right now. So either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.